All right, welcome back, everyone. This is ESL One Mumbai 2019, powered by Intel. This is the upper final between J.Storm and Flying Penguins.
I
I'm
speak
your
from a
caster, Moxie.
cheese.
I'm here with the very talented Jenkins Dota. And Jenkins, we got a PA for Eternal Envy. First pick, Flying Penguins. How does that make you feel?
That makes me feel like if you're J-Storm, you just pick Batrider and then you lane it against the Phantom Assassin, even as a support. I really feel like this PA hero has fallen off um, just due to a lot of heroes being picked that are great against her. Heroes that do like a lot of magic damage. Viper, Batrider. Let's see, Earth Spirit.
Ooh,
Well, that's
Earth
it. That's a
Spirit.
decent one. That's a decent one as well.
That's
And
a great hero right now.
it's also just a great hero. Um, really good at kind of playing like the halfway between like dual lanes and roaming meta, even like tri lane meta. Like this with the buffs to Tusk, with the changes to Earth Spirit, like these heroes are really good at just certain points. They'll just tri lane, and then at other points they'll roam, depending on like where they want to help out, whether or not they want to get experience. And it's if you can time your rotations correctly and time like when you sit in a lane and just stay there correctly, you can essentially win like at least two out of the three lanes very hard because you can like give a core a lead by roaming on that lane, and then you go and sit in a tri lane, and then that core that doesn't have a lead gains a lead that way, and it's just due to Earth Spirit basically being much better in the early game with like a little bit of levels. Like the kick does so much damage now, and with the stun coming from the roll into kick, this hero is such a beast once you get to like level 3, level 4.
Yeah, I mean,
Pretty
there's
good
only
against PA too.
only two pickups right now on J-Storm, but I'm liking how mobile both of these heroes are. The fact that Nature's Prophet can kind of teleport anywhere around the map, or Spirit, of course, going to be able to roll around. J-Storm being very smart and intelligent people have banned out the Viper, which I think is a great idea considering Snaking's performance in the previous series that we cast. But they actually pick up a Jakiro here, so I'm not sure. I'm guessing that's going to be Lelis on that particular hero. But there's still, still have Flea's Shadow Shaman left in the pool here too, which could pair up pretty nicely with this Phantom Assassin.
Yeah, and they can still pick something that does well against it in the lane, or sorry, does well with it in the lane. There's no Viper, but there's still, really excellent offlaners that are available. This is like a completely different draft, different style of draft from both teams than what we saw in the last game. Even though that last game, that last series included Flying Penguins in it, they've like completely switched up their style to deal with J-Storm, which is interesting. So we have a Nature's Prophet. There's like a few ways of dealing with Nature's Prophet. You can either get heroes that don't really care about the harass, and then just sit and farm in the lane, like some Lycan, PA is pretty decent, Terrorblade's pretty decent, or you can kill them. You can pick some, Batrider, which was banned out. Pick some Chaos Knight or Ancient Apparition, or even Jakira PA, like has some kill potential on a Nature's Prophet if they try lane it with something else, or if there's some sort of rotation that happens.
Well,
So
that's
it'll
why
be
I
interesting to
was
see how they deal with this hero with these lanes.
yeah, I was interested too because you mentioned the fact that they picked up a PA first pick, but they have they banned out the Batrider on the side of J Storms themselves, so that was kind of
Yeah,
an
which is
interesting
interesting.
decision to me.
Because I do think Batrider is great against Jakiro. He's got a very slow turn rate, so you put one sticky napalm on that dragon, and he's feeling pretty useless, especially because his cast times are quite large as well. And then, of course, Batrider is like a hard counter to PA because you just throw napalms on her, run her down in the lane, and she just builds into an eventual BKB, but there's just this period of 15 to 20 minutes where Batrider can just annihilate a PA from full HP, no matter what farm she has. So yeah, banning it out, but once again, definitely that's a good response to a Nature's Prophet as well, and that just kind of makes me think that they want to play this Nature's Prophet on the offlane role with an Earth Spirit roaming, and they're like relatively committed to that,
Okay.
and that's why they're like not considering any of these offlaners like Batrider. And a Batrider 5 would be
We've
kind
seen
of
it.
greedy with like a Nature's Prophet or Spirit.
Well, we have seen it
We
though, right?
have,
Because
yeah.
we saw what was it, Monkeys Forever was actually playing it on the side of Complexity and had pretty good results with it in several of the matches.
Yeah, it's pretty great because you just laned it against the PA, and if you pick a bunch of counters for the Batrider, well, who cares? Because you only pick it for laning when
Yeah.
it's a 5.
Hmm.
So it does make a lot of sense. And now we have a Juggernaut. Um, so there's quite a few like decent picks against Jug. You can pick like a Razor is good against Jug. let's see, what am I missing out on here in terms of top picks and high rated pubs? Bounty Hunter, that's a pick. It's not necessarily great against Jug, but it's not necessarily bad against Jug.
Mm-hmm.
That's something a lot of people are picking in pubs right now. Although Flying Penguins didn't pick it at all in the previous match, and J.Storm has their offlaner, presumably for the reasons that we talked about. So probably won't see a Bounty Hunter unless it's a mid Bounty Hunter, which we have seen in other regions, but not so much in North America.
Well, again, they have a lot of flexibility with this draft on the side of J.Storm, right? Because we're saying that, it could be a Nature's Prophet into that off lane. It could also be a position 5 Nature's Prophet. They decide they want to juggle things around. It's a little greedy, but it still has that capability, right? But Elder Titan picked up here for Flea this time.
I actually think that's going to be an Elder Titan on Lelis. I think that when you pick... I think what you want to do is you want to play the Elder Titan versus the Nature's Prophet, because he's one of the few heroes who can tank up those treants. Not only do you get more armor and more damage from the treants, but you have armor, so you can tank the treant, and you can basically farm them with the damage that you have and with the armor that you have. Which would lead me to believe that's like a Flea Jakiro, or
I don't think I've seen a Flea Jakiro before.
Maybe a Snaking Jakiro as well. I think Snaking was one of the few players that in the past 6 months or so has on and off been playing Jakiro as a core role. Yeah,
6 months is a long time. Think about how many patches we've just
It's true, but Jakiro. But basically, what I'm saying is Jakiro has, within those 6 months, Jakiro hasn't been taking on a core role for the most part,
right?
And he's still been playing it in the core role. Snaking is a player who is a specialty Jakiro player, and he will play it in a core role, even if nobody else is playing it. Have you noticed
in the core role on that?
Have you noticed how big Jakiro's wings are? This guy's covering Elder Titan and PA with them.
Yeah, because science there, buddy, has to have the wingspan to keep that body afloat. He's got 2 heads too, man.
I do feel like scientifically what Jakiro's doing right now just is strictly not possible.
Scientifically, none of this makes any sense, so I'm just talking out of my butt here, but...
He is a literal 2-headed dragon. That's definitely...
Then we get into the whole debate about dragons, which we're not... Let's not touch that. Ooh, we do get a Firebird, so it's gonna be a March
Speaking of
bird.
dragons...
That's not a oh my god, I'm so triggered right now. So triggered.
Dude, he's like a fire flying thing.
Yeah,
is Moltres a dragon?
He's a Firebird. He's not a dragon.
Phoenixes are dragons. Come on, he shoots fire out of his face.
Oh,
if that's not dragon-like, I don't know what is. Next, you're gonna tell me the Earth Spirit's not a human.
This conversation is over. This is done. We're done. I'm out. I'm gonna take off my headset right now and just walk away from this.
Why does this happen so often to me?
Ooh, we do get the Beastmaster pickup, though, on the side of Flying Penguin, so I'm guessing that Jakiro is not going to be on Snaking.
Possibly.
Just a wild guess.
Possibly Flea Jakiro. I really would like to see the Elder Titan versus the Treants, the Nature's Prophet, but...
That would make sense, for
Jakiro's...
sure.
It would make sense, but Jakiro's also not that bad, but I feel like a Jakiro Beastmaster lane would apply quite a lot of pressure to a Juggernaut plus Earth Spirit or Juggernaut plus Phoenix lane.
Mm-hmm.
Beast obviously is great against the Phoenix in the game because you have the attack speed aura for the egg. PA is good against the Phoenix in the game too because you can jump to a unit and take that attack speed buff and kill the egg with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Beastmaster also has this BKB piercing ultimate, which is great for dealing with this Juggernaut spin, who, of course, gives him magic immunity. So.
Well, every time I see the Beastmaster, I just think of the Kips flowchart of, is Beastmaster a good pick? And it's almost always yes in a lot of the scenarios. Do you need a teamfight initiator? Yes, pick Beastmaster. Do you need split pushing potential? Yes, pick Beastmaster. Do you want to play as a bird? You can technically do that if you want, as Beastmaster, Boots of Travel #2, and, just play most of the games as a bird, but just show up. Not highly recommended unless you've got a lot of farm, but, if you're feeling jealous of Phoenix there, you can play as a burb. Lena pickup though here on the side of Flying Penguins. Interesting. That's not a hero that we see much of anymore.
No, but it's definitely quite good against the Phoenix. You just have all the attack speed and attack range.
Right.
Lena, it's a really hard game to play Phoenix right now. You have 3 pseudo counters to you. I think Lena is a pretty solid second to last pick for mid too, just because what does Lena lose to in the mid lane? What can you cheese a Lena with? Huskar? No. Broodmother, yeah, but they have
But then you have a Brood
melee
Mother.
heroes. Yeah, then you have a Broodmother.
And this particular lineup, it's not the greatest.
There's just very little that can be last picked into Alina where she won't just be okay with it, which is it's nice to see Lina come back a little bit as a hero. I feel like there has been a lack of those heroes, and now I am not. So okay, Nature's Prophet mid, that's what it's going to be, which is good against Alina. Wasn't expecting that, and I don't think Flying Penguins were either.
No, in fact, we actually saw a Lycan in the former game where it's actually going to be Bryle on the Lycan. So
I wonder if Forever is going to Forever
it's gonna be a
is going to
5.
take.
Yeah. Oh no, it's going to be Forever over on the. Okay.
So he might play. He might just take it mid, but it might just be Forever playing. Because I'm not sure if Bryle plays a Nature's Prophet. A lot of the time when you play a Nature's mid, it's your offlaner that will take it, unless it's like you have a specialty Nature's Prophet mid player. So
yeah,
we might just see Bryle.
I've seen Bryle play Nature's Prophet before, though.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah,
well,
I've definitely seen him play it before. So
it is interesting to me too.
This is the way they want to line it up, I guess.
Yeah, it's interesting because I do think Nature's Prophet would do well against Alina. I suppose Lycan's not that bad against Alina because she has all this harass and you just heal through it. But if there's any sort of rotation onto the Lycan, it's definitely going to be problematic.
They don't have enough catch and lockdown for him.
They in the laning stage they have like a Jakiro rotation would be pretty good. It is Flea on the Elder Titan actually.
Yep.
So pretty
Score one for Moxie.
Yeah, there you go. Pretty standard. I'm surprised. I'll be interested to see how they lane this. Maybe their take on like Jakiro versus Nature's Prophet is different from mine. Maybe they think that Jakiro PA can deal with the Nature's Prophet fine, or maybe they think that it's a Nature's Prophet mid, so they say, all right, well, we'd rather Flea play the Elder Titan in the 4 role, playing in the off lane and just harassing the Jug a lot with the right clicks, because that would be better than a Jakiro against a Jug, but that's only if the Nature's Prophet is mid. So we'll see what the lanes are and if they're right about that, or if they even made that guess in the first place. Let's see.
We will indeed find out as everybody loads on into the game here. Ah, yes. All right, I can zoom out again with my camera. Thank God. That was horrific, trying to follow a Pangolier and an Enigma in the last game and not being able to zoom out. All right, so what are we looking at here for lanes?
So
like all the summons coming out here.
So it looks like Forever's playing in the bot lane, and they're going to try lane top, potentially Fear rotating to the bot lane after a little bit of a try lane top.
All right.
So that, I guess that's the way they handle... So the Elder Titan is going to be against Nature's Prophet. Lycan is going to be against Alina.
Okay.
They actually started Wolves on Lycan. Just like straight up. Just for the last sitting, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Give him a little bit more space so that way he can get what he needs here, but... Do you have a bunch of the summons getting spotted out? Ryo almost managing to get himself one of those Kakamora that the Nature's Prophet was sending. Another bathroom break. Oh my goodness, boys.
One of the acorns.
They're not
WC.
acorns.
They look like acorns. I don't know.
No, they're coconuts.
Oh.
They're Kakamora, like from Moana.
Oh, Moana. Wait a minute. Is that just in the when whoever the Dwayne the Rock Johnson's character is? I don't remember the guy's name.
Yeah.
When he's doing the little the songs.
No,
it's
the little coconut men that like attack them on the pirate ship.
Oh yeah, that's where it's from. Okay, I got you. That's actually like one of my favorite Disney movies, and I totally forgot about that part because it just seems so. It's kind of irrelevant. It's like right before they get to the big fire dude, right?
The crab. The giant crab that's supposed to be a David Bowie-esque crab. Mm-hmm. Tamatoa. I'm actually a really big Moana fan, so she is. She's not a Disney princess, but if she was, she'd be my favorite.
I like her because she looks like my girlfriend. So when I watched Moana, it was thinking like, oh, there's Ellie. She's in a movie.
That's adorable.
So I wanted the main character to succeed and stuff.
That's adorable. You're projecting your girlfriend onto the Disney hero.
It's incredibly childish, but I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and say that's not why I liked it. You know, I like what's that one? Milan. That's probably my
Mulan?
favorite.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's probably my favorite Disney movie. That one's awesome.
Now I like Moana because
She kicks ass.
I like Pacific Islander like lore and stuff like that. Before it was actually Lilo and Stitch, but I actually have like crazy Moana hair, like naturally. So it was nice to see another princess that has crazy ass hair.
Yeah, my girlfriend doesn't have curly, crazy hair, but she looks like Moana in the other respects.
Got it.
Not gonna get
Electricity.
it.
What's happening? What? I'm so confused. All right, so we lost Lelis here, but originally the pause was for the bathroom.
Brazil is on fire. Is he in Brazil right now?
I would assume so.
Probably.
Falling into place.
You think so?
I don't know. I don't know where he's located right now.
I feel like there's got to be ping issues to Brazil.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, it was a
Crazy
thunderstorm. Oh, yeah, he's got to be in Brazil. That happens sometimes to Theolocor and Hiko of Rei de Piccole. Actually, both live in areas where like storms come through and they'll lose their internet, unfortunately, because the storms get so intense and it's not a great area for internet anyways, unfortunately.
Especially because the server that you have to play on is US East,
The
which
SA,
is in...
yeah, SA problems.
It's problematic. Although I'm in Tucson, Arizona, and when I go into pubs, which is like right on the Mexican border, and when I go into pubs and I check my ping compared to like Peruvian players, my ping's usually worse.
Oh wow!
Like
yes.
the routing is just so bad here.
Mm-hmm.
The routing really matters. Like a lot of the Peruvian players don't play with that bad a ping. It's like 80 to like 120 or something, which is workable.
Yeah, I do
It's
that when
not
I play
good.
onto Europe West occasionally.
Yeah. If you're
I mean, when you're doing a pro level, every little bit helps, obviously.
It definitely does. Yeah, it definitely does. But if you're like in the East, if you're in US East and you're queuing on EU West, it's actually not that bad.
No, it's not too bad.
But God, flying from like California or something and trying to queue EU West is
yeah, I
really
can imagine.
rough. Although, like I said, it really does depend on routing in your state. Because they're like at the Moonduck House, for example, I had like 40-50 ping to west and east, and I fly an hour to get to Tucson, and I'm at 100 ping. It's like, how does this make sense?
The infrastructure is just super better, though. I believe. Like, I think Colorado actually has really, really good internet in that particular area, anyway. So.
Yeah, and the Moonduck House is really close to Denver, which is a huge city. So I'm assuming
Right.
they have some like hubs there.
So this is interesting. They've already spotted out Snake King, seeing that the Nature's Prophet is here in the bottom lane. So we'll see if they continue to keep the lane set up as they are, or if we're going to see some musical chairs here.
Yeah, things kind of fall apart in terms of like these lane rotations when Fear is up here in a tri lane.
Mm-hmm.
Like do you really want Eternal Envy to get like no farm up here, or maybe you're okay with it because PA can use daggers, and maybe she's the hero that you'd rather like kind of play from behind a little bit. I don't know. It's interesting.
I know, but Flea definitely is going to be enjoying this lane down here with all of those little coconut men being able to get that extra damage with his spirit. He's going to keep punching for up, I have a feeling.
Yeah, he had 120 damage,
Here
so he
we go.
TPs to the top.
Yeah, you see that spirit just flying across the map right now, hoping that it gets a little extra damage so he can help support Eternal Envy.
Unfortunate, it doesn't hit the mid lane creeps.
It's on its way top right now. Moo getting a couple pop shots off here over on Flea.
Oh, he does have plus 63 damage. You can just start whacking Moo here.
I'm
Or
sure
March.
he's
March would be
waiting for that
better.
moment. No, all right.
We got Lelis wrapping around. This tri-lane is almost certainly where the first blood's gonna happen.
You say
Both
that,
the other
but
lanes both the other lanes are snooze fests. Who's gonna... You got two summoners on the bot lane, mid lane, one guy that heals, one guy that just uses fire on creeps. They're gonna farm.
no, looks like everyone's just content to farm at this time right now.
Yeah, we're chilling.
Over the mid lane, Brile here versus Roya. Got 8-0 over on Lena, 7-2 on Lycan. And then again, the bottom lane, like you said, summons on summons. It's going to be Forev and snaking, trading off with hits. So yeah, fairly calm start to this first game. Everyone just wants to hit some creeps. Looks like we do have another issue. I'm not sure if that's going to be Lelis again, running into the problems.
This is I believe on the top lane in this Dire jungle area, we had the Dire, they dewarded a ward in the jungle, but as a result, they used the sentry ward, so they can't deward their easy camp, which there's a sentry blocking it. So if you're Jakiro in this lane, you can do nothing but just sit here and hope to God that like March puts himself out of position, but they just got level 2 first on March and Moo. So I feel like Lelis needs to send out a sentry and deward this. Like, they need to pull something. I really do feel like March and Moo are gonna kind of destroy these guys with the early level 2s.
Yeah, I feel like this is something that commonly happens too with J.Storm. I think they did this actually, I believe they did this against Flying Penguins in the past at another qualifier, where they aggro a lot of the times. They aggro try, they put a lot of pressure over onto Envy's lane, and they get a lot out of it generally, so shouldn't be too much of a surprise that they're doing this right now, especially because, you know, you've just got a really, again, with Fear on the Earth Spirit, it's a very strong laner, it's a strong roamer, it's going to cause a lot of chaos, and it's going to, you know, force them to be very aware and carry TPs at all times to respond to it, but that's going to make more space.
It's really convenient to do this with a Nature's Prophet, too, in the safe lane. It's like, people used to do this with Invoker, where you'd aggro tri-lane, and then he'd Sunstrike. And with Nature's Prophet, you can just, like, let's say J.Storm isn't looking too hot in this offlane, then you just TP the Nature's Prophet, make it a 4v3, win, and then he just teleports using a Town Portal Scroll to the bot lane and wins that lane.
Yeah, that change was pretty ridiculous when it first came out, being able to just be so capable of transporting yourself through lane to lane.
Honestly, Nature's Prophet is one of the best heroes to make, to like play lane musical chairs with, or to aggro with, just because he has the TP. Like, really, the big change to Nature's Prophet in the past little while, like, a big change to him is the slot, the TP slot. You can just always have one. So Lelis goes blind.
Yeah, Envy's struggling pretty hard here with the Flame Spirits. It's just slowing him down so much, being able to last hit and just doing a lot of damage. The roll's going to come through, though. Fear has his eyes over here onto Envy. Not going to be able to quite connect over here. We'll just put a little damage over onto Flea. Flea seems like he's okay with being a bit of a damage sponge, although Moo still has his eyes over here on Envy.
Envy's real low. He only has 3 tangos left. Do they have a solve for him? No. This is looking real bad for Flying Penguins up here. And then on the bot lane, I don't think if you're Nature's Prophet, you care about a Jakiro being down here.
Well, I think it makes more sense than to keep him, because if they keep him up top, right? Because he can't pull. He's just got to, you know, pray that somebody kind of steps out of bounds. And I think at this point, you kind of just want to let them get some levels, right?
Yeah, it makes sense. Like, if you can't pull, you definitely don't want to just try up here. Yeah. But I can't help but feel like the Elder Titan is the one that should go bot, and not the Jakiro. Like, the Elder Titan actually... damage. Yeah, you get the extra damage, you can just sit there and you can... Oh, that Flea looks like he's going to die in the top lane.
Toast. Absolutely toast.
Like, if you're a Jakiro up here, you just sit and you just use your fire. You just over and over and over again, if they go on your PA, you just use the fire, slow them down, you sit at range, you're a ranged hero, so you have the right clicks, and then Elder Titan would be able to body this Nature's Prophet, just like the Jakiro is down here, except better. Like, you're not going to kill the Natures. This laning setup is perfect for J.Storm. They're loving this.
Yeah, they seem like they've been pretty good about their laning, and a couple of the qualifiers being played lately. But middle lane, Roya really taking advantage of the fact that he does have this reach over here onto Brile. 26-2 right now for CS, 17-4 on the Lycan. I don't know, what do you do now for Envy? Like, how do you get him to recover is the question, I guess.
That's like one of the bigger problems with PA is that she's not great at just going to jungle. She's not like a Terrorblade. She's not going to farm anywhere near as quickly.
Flea again, the rolling coming out from oh, and the Icarus dive, plus the spin from Moo. That's another kill going over to the side of J.Storm here. This is not how you want this lane going at all.
If you're Flea or Envy, you need to be really careful up here because you know that in the mid lane, it's a Lina versus Lycan. Like, what's Lycan gonna do if you rotate for nothing? Right. Fear has no reason to be on the mid lane unless Bryle is level 6. So until he's level 6, you have to play up here as if the Earth Spirit's here, because you know that that's the only play he has. If he goes to the bot lane, then he can't go to, like, it's too far away. He can only play in this top lane or completely change his area on the map. Until, like, in 6.
Like, Flying Penguin's going to be able to get 2 of these here, but it feels like this Nature's Prophet is just getting quite a lot out of this bottom lane, although Beastmaster now pulling a little bit ahead in CS, 29 and 5, Nature's Prophet 24 and 11. But this top lane is really just the big problem coming out here for Flying Penguin. Sphere coming forward, has his eyes on Envy again, throws out that rock, gonna be able to go and dodge himself away. Icarus Dive comes through, but Envy should be able to TP himself away. But he cannot stay in this lane, I don't think, anymore.
Look at this timing too, Moxie. Like, they have a siege creep, and they TP everybody away from the top lane. This is going to be a tower, and the pings come out. March pings the tower. Like, they know that they're going to get this tower because of that TP rotation.
We'll get the stomp off here for Rev. Looks like he's actually going to get taken down. Now looks like Fear is in for some trouble as well. Lelis turning around, won't be able to go use that liquid fire. The roll's going to come through. They use a dagger. Envy's hoping to get himself a kill here. It's actually going to be Snay who gets it. I think you let Envy get that kill. You could really use it at this point.
Yeah, I mean, especially because you're four manning to the bot.
Yeah.
To the bot lane. Nature's Prophet's gonna be alive soon. He has the Wrath of Nature, which is absurdly broken at level 1 now. Does like 7,000 damage across the map.
Yeah, please gotta watch out.
Oh,
there it is. It doesn't bounce to him.
He's so lucky. He's so lucky.
I guess he's thanking his lucky stars right now.
You know what? Maybe Flea's actually a god, because he was standing to the far right, and technically knowing that Fred was going to put it to the left would have hit him last.
Lelis in for some trouble here. Icarus Dive comes through with the Fire Spirits, trying to just run himself away. Looks like he's gonna just barely make it out here. Now snaking as well. They've got the rise over here onto March. He doesn't have the Icarus Dive. They need to get a little bit more damage here. Stomp comes through. March trying to just put in some more damage onto Snake. Not gonna find it for him. Really wants to find Snaking here, but he just can't seem to find the opening on him. Jump forward there, coming up from turn Envy. Nice trees coming out. Will hold him in place for a little bit longer. Envy gets himself a double kill, but Moo making this rotation should be able to get himself his own double kill. In fact, that's going to be a dire kill over on Lelis.
If they could deny this tower, would be pretty nice. The unfortunate thing is, like, they didn't. So the tower still dies. This would be such a huge win for J.Storm if they had all of that happen, except they defended the tower, even if it's down like 20% HP, because they traded. They got the top tower. So that would be just a tower advantage. And with like a Nature's Prophet, with Lycan that's farming, and you have the summons, having a tower advantage leads to many, many more towers. Speaking of which, they're trying.
There's going to be the rolling coming out from Fear again. Manages to land a stun over here onto Rio and the slow. But they seem pretty content with just taking that tower right now. And Lelis has to be careful because he is very much forward. Looks like they're not interested in that dragon just yet.
Yeah, we can't see him. He canceled his ice path because he's like, do I really want to let them know that I'm right here?
I think that's the right choice to walk away there, little dragon.
Yeah, yeah. Bryle just heads to the top lane. Can just chill and occupy this area. Kind of playing more so like an off-lane Lycan at this point. He can just farm and split push up here, and with his summons, like he's not gonna die. His summons might die, but he won't.
Well, it's nice too because he can really put a lot of pressure over onto the map. He's got a lot of ways to push out the lane, and also they're just trying to starve out Envy, make sure that he doesn't feel comfortable, because even though Envy's down here in this bottom lane, you still have the Jug playing down here, right? You've got Moo. You've got that global presence coming out from the fact that Nature's Prophet, exactly. You know, so it's just very scary for Envy to be playing on this map, and he has literally no vision on his side right now. He has to be so careful. In fact, Moo sees an opening Wrath of Nature. He's trying to catch up with him with that phase boots. He's in the middle of a giant creep wave here, snaking, making this rotation as well. Envy's in for so much trouble, though. He tries to jump in. He's not going to be able to do it. They find that opening Moo, and for a little bit of trouble. Should be absolutely fine, though, although that stomp coming through does actually land here over onto Moo, followed with the Ice Path. He wants to get that Omni Slash off. He will be able to find it at the very last second here. Can he find himself a kill, though? Snaking very narrowly going to be able to get himself away. Sitting so very, very low right now. Flea as well, gonna have to run himself out. But at the end of the day, Jug makes it out alive, even pops that healing ward. He's feeling pretty good right now.
Those body blocks from Moo were beautiful. Like if he doesn't block the PA like that, then she gets in range to blink to somebody in the tower. But the PA was like standing on the spot because Moo was body blocking so well. And we could see that he had the phase boots up on Moo, but he didn't use them, even though it would give him the reach to get on top of the PA. He didn't want to phase through her. He wanted a body blocker because he knew that she could just jump away if he didn't do that. And if he Omni Slashes her, she just uses the invis. So he had to do that.
This is the problem when you've got this Nature's Prophet and the split push coming out from this Lycan. In fact, now Lelis in for a lot of trouble. He runs himself right into Fear here, who lands that stun. The Wolves are just going to chomp him down. That Ice Path's not going to save you. And they're just going to turn their attention right back here to the tower. This Nature's Prophet saw the opening after that fight, went top with all of his tree babies. You've got the Menagerie over here on the side of Ryle. I just don't feel like they're equipped to handle this push right now, Jenkins.
They really aren't. They need Jakiro's Macropyre. That's what they need. And he's pretty close. So the timing was basically perfect, but they might actually opt to give the Tome of Knowledge to the Elder Titan. And yep, they did, so.
Yeah, I think that's pretty value.
Trying to get his Earth Splitter up too. If they have Macropyre and Earth Splitter, they're way more capable of fighting. If they can, like, roar into Macropyre or Earth Splitter, anybody's gonna die in J.Storm, even the Lycan. Even, maybe not the Jug if he can spin, probably the Jug, honestly.
The Jug's looking pretty good right now. He's currently top of the net worth, 5.6k. He's got the drums, phase boots online, he's working on the Yasha. He's got all the space in the world right now, considering that, you know, you've just got the constant split push threat coming out from Foreb, and of course, you know, Bryle when he decides to, you know, walk out of the jungle and just push a lane.
Yeah, I am a little concerned about just his positioning on Jug. Sitting in this bot lane, you're not as safe doing this as like something like a Nature's Prophet, and I do feel like with the Nature's Prophet, if you sit him in the bot lane, he could just TP top if there's anything that goes on.
Oh,
Jug
boy.
can't do that.
Lelis in for trouble again. Might actually be able to get this kill though over onto March. Is March gonna TP out? He's gonna make it in time? I think he is. Yeah, doesn't have to egg there. Nice pick off here in the mid lane though. And Lelis, he did get that Macropyre and he used it, but didn't yield the results I think he wanted.
We could see the damage though there's potential for a lot to happen with this Macropyre. It does 1,000 damage at level 1 and it now lingers for 2 seconds, so if somebody's in it, they take at least 200.
Earth Splitter
this is what I was concerned about.
I didn't even need that Earth Splitter.
Like, this is why you don't want to be down here on Jug. You want to just send the Nature's Prophet treants, and then if something happens top, he can just TP. Jug can't TP, and he's not safe doing this. I feel like in a normal game on Nature's Prophet, you would be up here, but in this game, when you have like a Jug Lycan, you need your Jug to take this space. You need to play the Nature's Prophet that's making space on that bot lane by shoving the creep wave out. There's no need to lose this tower.
So I guess the next question is, right, they use the Earth Splitter and they also use the Roar over on the Beastmaster. Did they try to make a play now against Flying Penguins, or what's...
Yeah, you could definitely smoke up with like the Phoenix plus the Earth Spirit. Maybe run. Oh, so
they're going for the Roche.
They use the Fur.
That's a good opening. I mean, that's you know, we talk about Elder Titan being so good around the Roche pit, but if he doesn't have that Earth Splitter, it definitely makes things a little bit more difficult. In fact, they spot him out over here, so they know that he's nowhere near that pit, and that he's moving very, very slowly. Actually, in fact, they're sending the Spirit over. It's gonna notice, but they're gonna be too late. It's already picked up now. Moo has himself an Aegis.
It's a really nice trade for the tier 2, because getting the tier 2 doesn't really open up all that much of the map, just because you have the shrine there to TP2 anyway, so even if Beastmaster did get this tier 2 down here, he applied a lot of pressure, got it to about 50% HP, doesn't matter all that much. It's still the lane you don't really want to play in, you still have the shrine to TP2, it's not the safest tower to be chilling at anyway. It's not
no. Oh, Lelis, I feel like Fear has just been hunting him this entire game, and Moo's gonna find himself yet another kill. That was a Macropyre laid down as well. So they don't have it if they decide to go high ground, which it looks like is going to be the chase right here, because there's a little bit of a scuffle down here in the bottom lane already. You see that Flea TPing himself out. And March just hanging out down here has not used that egg just yet. And is going to just face off here with the Beastmaster. Actually, Snaking, finding this opening, is going to try to get that kill, but nope, there's going to be the trees coming out here. Rotation coming out from Foreb, the roll forward coming out from Fear. Wants to slow down Snaking, will be able to get it. The silence coming out as well. Just a little bit more damage coming out, and all these tree babies going to be able to help secure a kill for March.
This is something that I've been seeing a lot lately. Fear had the opportunity to use Magnetize there on Snaking, and it looked like the kill... Like, Snaking maybe could have gotten away there. Probably not, but maybe. And yet he doesn't use the Magnetize. Like, I've just been seeing pro players holding their spells a lot more until they're absolutely necessary. just because if you don't do that and the enemy team does that, well, then it's like, okay, we can fight because they have no spells. You know? So now that he has the magnetize, they can smoke up.
Not again. Lelis unfortunately had the misfortune of running right underneath the sentry ward with an Invis rune. In fact, March gonna be able to take him down.
God. That wasn't even the
Hero is
smoke
1.9 net worth right now.
J.Storm's actually smoked top too. Like, that was just a casual kill on Lelis.
Yeah, I'm not
while
sure.
the smoke is occurring. Which is
Not
going to
sure,
be a
but
successful
Flea's also in trouble here as well. Fear gonna be able to roll on and move. He just needs to get a little bit more damage. Actually gonna be Furev who cleans up the kill.
You see how Moo doesn't use the Omni, doesn't use the Blade Flurry? Like, he doesn't use anything. It just seems like a common trend nowadays where people are being relatively greedy when it comes to not using things for kills that aren't absolutely necessary, just because there's so much fighting in Dota right now. That if you do use something, you can get punished for it very heavily. Makes a lot of sense. EE on the top lane, chasing down some summons.
He's gotta be so careful here. Yeah, again, Furev just comes right up to the top. It's just gonna put a lot of pressure over here on Envy. It just feels like there's no place that's safe for him to go. He's sitting at 5.7k net worth, 8.4 right now on Jug. And what are we looking at here for team net worth? J.Storm is reaching that 7.5k mark and a little around 5k in terms of experience earned. So this game is feeling really rough for the side of the Penguinos here.
You'd think in a game like this that Bryle, who's just
He's still chasing him?
He really
Hello?
is. What on earth?
Eternal
what am I
Envy?
watching?
Envy, please? Is Envy gonna die? Okay, he's not gonna die to trees. All right. Oh, he tried. He thought about it. Oof.
You know what the crazy thing about this is?
What?
Nature's Prophet has all like tanky items. Like, and he still does so much damage. He has a Vlad's, and he's doing 100 plus 79 damage. He's doing 200 damage at 16 minutes with Vlad's Vitality Booster drums. That is just how good Nature's Prophet's stat gains are. Did you know he has, I think he's got like the 5th highest strength gain in Dota, something like that? Yes. He's the highest strength gain, non-strength gain.
Moo has found himself a flea over here, and Fear's gonna come in, join the party. So they chase after this Elder Titan. Rev run out a casual hit here and there. Manages to take the tower while all that's going on too.
Yeah, this one's shaping up to be a complete stop. You have a Juggernaut Nature's Prophet plus Lycan on the enemy team as well, so they have the summons to take down all of these towers.
Yeah, Penguins is just very, not even slowly unraveling. It feels like they've been unraveling for the last 5 minutes or so. Just really kind of struggling against this draft coming out from J.Storm.
Yeah, this is pretty rough, mainly due to J.Storm's calls in the laning phase. Just playing in the right lanes, like allowing. Although I do feel like Flying Penguins kind of made the wrong rotations. It's crazy to me that like a single D ward can ruin the lane.
Change everything, right?
Yeah,
it just does get reclaimed though during all of this. So it looks like they're not ready to really commit super hard on this. In fact, we're already seeing the TP from Furev go out to the top lane, but they are taking up residency over here on the side of the jungle. And they go for a smoke here too, hoping maybe they're going to get some sort of a pick off. And it feels like
this is a
look
nice
at Flea. They know that there's a ward
yeah.
there, but they feel like something's off.
Yeah, these summons are making it a little bit obvious.
Yeah.
The fact he's just keeping the summons there, scouting.
Look at Envy. Just trying to find any safe place to farm here.
He does have a Deso, so if he finds a Nature's Prophet with the Beastmaster, although Nature's Prophet is promptly out of there.
Flea?
The Penguins are being so careful on this bot lane. J.Storm are doing a really good job staying off the map right now. Like, look how afraid the Flying Penguins are.
They're all
everywhere.
hiding in the trees. Although Nature's Prophet is showing himself over here. Knows that Flea's nearby. They could potentially try to make a pick off. But nope, already Envy just says, I just want to go back to farming. I want to get my BKB. I don't want to deal with any of this nonsense. And goes right over to the mid lane and is fighting Snaking for farm here.
Look at Moo's quick buy, Moxie.
Oh dear. Do I want to look?
Yes,
oh,
yes,
it's the Radiance Jug build.
That's a pog right there.
That is a pog. Middle lane though, this is just a very angry Brile chasing after Snag. They tried to tree, but didn't quite grab him.
Unfortunate to use the Lycan ulti, but
I feel like they feel very confident though right now. Like they feel very secure. So I don't think it's the end of the world for them.
Yeah, definitely not. Farm up using all the summons in the meantime. Control the map. You don't need to fight. Although, with the Lycan ulti down, it looks like FP want to fight. You almost get the Nature's Prophet, but not quite.
It's so hard to lock him down. Like, you need to have the right heroes there and the right kit and everything. He's got himself a completed Crimson Guard.
That's excellent in this game. Against Lina, she has the tons of right clicks. They don't do a lot of damage. Beastmaster, all of his summons don't do a lot of damage. The PA also hits very quickly. If she crits, she does a lot of damage, but if she doesn't crit you, she doesn't hit that hard. So the Crimson is incredibly effective this game, especially when you're against an Elder Titan who reduces your base armor to 0. The Crimson's amazing.
Every little bit helps.
Yeah, they can... I really feel like as long as they have the Lycan ulti, they can basically take any fight right now and win.
Well, it's going to be up in about 20 seconds right now. And look at this movement. They've already decided they want to put some more pressure here into the top lane. Got 4 heroes there. Do you get a immediate pause? Wonder if Envy's Spidey sense is tingling. What do you think?
Probably. I mean, you don't see anybody on the map. But then again, when have they ever seen J.Storm on the map? I feel like J.Storm's done a very good job at just keeping out of vision completely and dewarding as well. You can see all the sentries placed around the map by J.Storm, just taking the enemy's vision. So I feel like Envy's Spidey senses are always going to be tingling. Although you say that, he did use Blur at the exact time of the pause. So
well,
they
we're
clearly
about to
are.
find out. Here we go. Take your bets. Envy going to make it out alive?
Let's see. The wolf got body blocked.
Oh,
so.
look at this. They
know
know that
his,
he's
like,
up here.
general
Tree
location.
comes through. Still can't quite find him here.
Dude, Envy. Oh my god.
Oh, he runs right into Pharrell. There's going to be the TP. They need something to stop it, and they don't have it. So Envy will actually make it out alive.
That is one limitation in this J.Storm draft, is that their only TP cancel is Rolling Boulder. So until somebody gets some sort of item to cancel TPs, which Forever's building a sheet, so he also is having this realization, guys, we have no stuns.
This is like the scariest map for Eternal Envy too. Like, think about it. We talked about his Spidey sense tingling. We talked about him trying to find farm. He wants to get this BKB up and running. Look at the sheer amount of just sentries placed out all over this map.
So many
to
sentries.
deward, and then you've got, of course, Necro books and everything else. Like, hats off to J.Storm. They're really just taking command of this game in terms of vision, in terms of being, you know, silent assassin killers here that just wander around the map, which is pretty ridiculous to think about, but maybe they are the Phantom Assassins, the true Phantom Assassins.
they really are. If J.Storm is a worse team and they don't have all these dewards out, I think Flying Penguins will farm regardless of the lead that J.Storm has, because they'll understand how to play around the vision that they have and understand that they don't have a lead and that they can't fight, but it's really only Envy that's farming. Nobody else can. You have Royoya just chilling in the trees to flee, Beastmaster farming a single camp and getting bullied by Treants. Like, they just cannot farm safely anywhere. Or at least, I mean, they can, but they don't feel like they can. Because they don't see anything.
It's so spooky. It is absolutely just so spooky on this map right now for any of them. And it's really telling, like you said. You've got Flea hiding in the trees. You got Ryoya hiding in the trees. Jakiro was hiding in the trees at one point. Just no one wants to show themselves on the map. Oh.
Lelis won't even walk up and use spells on the creep wave because he's so traumatized from all of his early deaths.
I would not. I would not go anywhere out there. Are you kidding me? Poor Lelis.
It's sad though when you're a Jakiro, like that's what you want to do. You want to just kind of suicide down lanes, but he's decided that because of how easily they've been killing him, it's not even worth it to do that because he won't even make it to the creep wave before he dies. He's wrong in this case. He would have been able to push it, but he just feels so frightened.
They really want this kill on Moo. They want this kill on Moo so bad.
Snake King? He has a blink on Snake King.
They don't know where anyone else really is, though, right now. In fact, they go and they ping out Roche over here. So already you're seeing that TP come out. Moo makes this rotation. They've got to realize something's up, right? Because he just disappears from this lane. And no one else is on the map. Oh, Lelis, do not go anywhere near that pit, my friend.
He just macro fires the mid wave.
That's all he can do. That's literally all
he stays there for any longer, he dies to like March solo probably. Not really, but
that second Roche.
Cheese on the ground.
It's gonna be Forever picks it up.
He went for the 10 armor too on nature, so he's incredibly tanky.
Well,
69%
right?
physical reduction.
You've got Melter Titan in the Deso.
I think you're actually okay if Snaking makes a rotation here onto Fred. I think you're fine with this. I don't think you die to Roar with this much tankiness.
I don't know, he tried really hard to get that denial on the tower too. Ooh, Snaking. He's got himself in an Invis rune, luckily, so it's not gonna get spotted out. They have the yeah, they have the Necro books, so everyone's gonna TP out. They just don't want to fight here. They know that they've got
one
the Aegis,
area. The one area that felt safe for Flying Penguins is now dewarded. There is one pretty decent wardle that's about to despawn that's on the river. March is walking through it right now. It's about to despawn. Will they get it in time? I don't... No, they won't see it. Top lane. Ryoya, TP's in, but they don't have good vision.
Got the Spirit. Alright, Snake King uses that roar. Followed up with the Light Strike Array. Will be able to take down March. And doesn't look like they're going to be able to get too much over here. They actually try to use the Yules, not to land. The Earth Splitter actually gets thrown out and doesn't quite connect over here. Rep just going away. They've got that Centaur. Will be able to find the kill over onto Flea. So Earth Splitter is down. They did use the Wolf form, though. Lycan form. So that is on cooldown now.
Yeah, the later and later this game goes, though, he's got the cooldown reduction. He's got the 8-second shapeshift duration. He's got the cooldown reduction on the ultimate, so like the later and later this game goes, the less you care as Lycan about using that ultimate. I think at about this point, you're pretty okay with using it, because it's up in 50 seconds. That's not really enough time for Flying Penguins to look for a good fight.
Now Bryle actually completing himself that Assault Cuirass as well.
Yeah, he's so tanky.
Double damage.
Good lord.
Right. I think it's time to fight. What do you think?
I think so. I think
on Moo. You've got an Aegis. Got the Radiance online.
Oh my god, Lelis. That is ballsy.
That is very ballsy. What's he thinking? Like, he wouldn't even go near the wave in the top lane. Why is he going forward now when there's a double damage jug there?
Just doesn't care anymore. Oh, he's got the 4 staff, so he feels like it's a lot harder to kill him. It's not a... They'll have to invest something to kill him. Oh, Fear on the top lane. He sees Envy here. Envy has a BKB.
Ooh, he can cancel it out. Cancel the TV Fear.
Oh, he couldn't see. The fog.
Oh, but Snake!
What?
TV? What?
Oh my god, Fear just wasn't expecting a Beastmaster to blink right on top of him.
I mean, we weren't expecting that either, to be fair.
No, of course not. Oh, Fear has a Boots of Travel. First item. Just realized that. It's good for... I mean, he has the only stun on his team, so just being able to get around matters a lot.
Right. So we do have the BKB completed now over onto Envy. Is this going to be enough, though? Because I feel like the amount of damage coming out from Moo and Bryle is just insane. Not to mention, you know, you've got... got a lot of... Okay, yep. Oh, they were going. They were thinking about it. Pop that Crimson Guard. They spot him.
It's a really hard hero to fight.
Boots of Travel coming out here from Fear over onto the tree, baby. He's going to roll forward, hoping to find himself the Snaking. Snaking trying to run himself away. We'll go ahead, pop the drums. Going to get treed up. Fear jumping in again. The silence comes through. They don't have to worry about Snaking anymore, and they're going to get themselves a gem for their troubles. Eternal Envy needs to get out of there like yesterday. Yeah, they spot him out.
He's doing a pretty good job. I mean...
Units. Hex comes out, is completed over here onto Forev. The Hex. There's the BKB coming out from Envy. Needs to run himself away. Do they have enough damage? They almost take him down. Super, super close there. That is not how you want to be using that BKB, though.
No, absolutely not. When it's on 5 seconds, the Phoenix Earth Spirit are going to be such huge problems for the PA. However, I mean... As we saw in that fight, there's so much physical damage coming out of J.Storm. I don't think you care that much about the PA BKB as long as he's not like one-hitting your supports or something like that.
Right. Well, he's definitely, unfortunately, pretty far behind here where he's not really going to be able to do that.
Yeah. he's about to be level 18. With the nerfs to this hero, the ulti is very effective to level up. So we'll do a little bit more damage because of that. Just gonna pick up a basher next too. That'll help out a lot as well.
Just this capability of the Nature's Prophet just constantly pushing out lanes, and there's going to be the Aegis actually getting reclaimed over here. Flea trying to go for the stomp, still has the spin though coming up from Blue. They'll still find that kill. Now the question is, do they continue? They don't have to worry about this Elder Titan for a little bit here.
They have Lycan ulti, they have Assault Cuirass.
They want to fight this.
They have the Howl Armor.
Yeah, they're going to use the Macro Pyre. The Ice Path, Light Strike Array. Boom, just going to spin, keep hitting that tower. Something they can really do about it. Lella's going to have to force staff himself away. There's going to be the roll forward coming out from Fear. And they don't even care that they don't have this Aegis anymore. In fact, look at Moo. He just runs forward, has that Shivas. They just rip through these buildings with all these different summons.
Yeah, they can't really do anything. Farm the creeps, maybe? No, not even.
This is
Oh,
sad.
yeah,
There's one ward on the map right now for the side of Flying Penguins, and it's down here.
It's so deep. That's the only reason it's not dewarded is because...
It's not worth their time to deward it.
Yeah, but it's also like, who would expect that ward to be there? And yeah, like you said, it's not worth running all the way over there to deward. Although now they want to kind of secure that area, but... He's looking to fight. He has the level 18, he feels strong, Deso plus the Mithril Hammer. It's like Phoenix and Earth Spirit are the two heroes he can kill. He can't kill the Jug. I don't even think with the Roar they kill Jug.
They're going to try it anyways. Yeah, it's looking pretty good right now. Jug in for some trouble here. He's just going to go use the Omni Slash, buy himself some more time, and immediately Forever he makes this TP rotation. Still has their eyes over here onto Snaking. The roll coming through from Fear will be able to burn him down. And now Envy going to have to run himself away, jump over to Flea. They're going to have to go, oh, the slow hits over onto Envy. He's going to have to try to go jump forward. Again, Fear finding this opening, but Eternal Envy is their #1 target. They're actually going to try to slow him down. The BKB's going to get popped. He jumps down over here onto the low ground. Fear for some trouble. Light Striker will come through. Envy going to have to TP himself out, but they managed to get the kill over onto Ryoya. And there's 2 buybacks coming out immediately from Flying Penguins. You have the Beastmaster and the Elder Titan. Beastmaster does not have his ultimate, though.
So they actually could have killed the Jug with that initiation if the Lina had gotten her TP off on the creep wave, but the Nature's Prophet ulti came through and killed the creep wave, so she wasn't able to TP. If she did TP, that would be a kill because she just needs to Laguna him. But without the Lina, the Shivas makes this Jug almost impossible to kill.
They just have so much armor, too, on top of everything else, right? Because you've got the Assault Cuirass over on the side of the Lycan. You've got the Crimson Guard on Forev. You've got Shivas over onto Moo.
You have the Radiance, Blind, the Mischance.
That's insane.
It's quite a lot. And if you don't burst somebody down through all of that armor, you have Healing Ward. And then a Vlad's. So
and
there's a
Sunray
lot
coming
of
out from Phoenix, too.
And Sunray, yeah. There's a lot of sustain. And it's going to get even harder when Phoenix picks up his Lotus Sword.
Moo is like beelining right now for this Phantom Assassin. She gets out.
Vision, though.
He really wanted that. That was like a homing missile.
Oh, is he snaking?
Oh, they find Snake. Can they kill him fast enough? I don't think they can. He's hexed. He's hexed. He's out. He's out of here, rather.
Is Nature's Prophet not the most convenient hero in Dota to have a Hex on? It's like, oh, let me just click the location on the map that you need that stun at. Here's your stun. Super convenient. Oh
Lelis burned down slowly. There's going to be the spin, although the jump forward coming out from Eternal Envy. He's got a basher. Will be able to do a decent amount of damage over onto Moo, but he's just going to be able to walk himself back. There's going to be the Sunray coming through. The Laguna comes out, though, and finally takes down Moo. Looks like they might be able to go and defend this now. Flea trying to chase after everyone here. Will take down the Healing Ward. Eternal Envy, he's looking to get right back in, but there's so much damage coming out from all of these trees. He's going to have to run himself away. The BKB is going to get popped, and they do manage to take down Ryoya. There's going to be the buyback coming out immediately now from the Lina. And again, Ryle, he's still thinking he wants to go back in, but these dashes coming out from Eternal Envy, they're just doing so much damage. Going to be able to go use that wolf form, trying to run himself out here, trying his best to just keep everyone else alive, and he will actually get taken down. There's going to be the sheep stick that gets used here from Forev, but right now it just feels like, oh, that bash coming through, he's not going to get out this time. So, did lose the top lane and the racks here, but they lost plenty of heroes, and that was a lot of gold that went over. What's the fight recap say?
Yeah, that's a sign of life. Like the PA. If PA can pick up a rapier, which of course it's Eternal Envy, so he's obviously got one in his quick buy already. If he can pick up a rapier, they're going to be pretty well off. He's got the 15% lifesteal talent, the 4 armor corruptions, and then a deso. So like this rapier, the damage is going to be amplified by a significant. Yeah, it is. And especially if you can get the rapier at some point.
And there's going to be the Icarus dive. They know that they're in there. Stomp gets thrown out. It's still going to be an Aegis pickup. Eternal Envy. Oh, it's actually the Radiant who got it with the burn. Eternal Envy actually snatches it up and greedily grabs that refresher shard too, because I'm sure he's terrified that the rest of the team is shortly on their way.
It's also pretty decent just to refresh the BKB, and once he has an Abyssal Blade, but then again, he's going for Rapier next, so what am I talking about? Abyssal Blade. This is Eternal Envy we're speaking about.
Eternal Envy Dota,
man. Getting a Rapier. So I probably just refresh that BKB. Be pretty nice. He has the Aegis, then he has the BKB, then he can put the refresher when he dies with the Aegis, and then use the BKB again after the Aegis spawns. Makes him respawn. Be pretty nice. BKB getting picked up on Forev. He's got enough gold for it. He's just saving for buyback, presumably. Now it's buyback plus BKB.
So what's the plan then here for J.Storm, right? Because it felt like that one fight really, in fact, taking a look at the difference in team net worth, you see it start to curve a little bit, and look at the difference in the experience earned after. Oh my word.
You honestly just need to kill like the Jakiro or the Elder Titan and then take high ground. I think that Flying Penguins needs their entire roster to 5v5 J.Storm. Okay. And Eternal Envy is just too hard of a kill right now. Although I say that, he's getting it initiated on right now.
Yeah, he's getting initiated on. They also found an opening over there. Looks like Snake King trying to run himself back. The BKB getting popped over here. I do hear an egg popping over on the backhand here. They've got their eyes over onto Envy. Envy, he cannot TP out just yet. He's trying, but will get out popping that BKB. But that's pretty big. They could actually push quite a bit here. Although, oh, what the Light Strike Array getting landed over here on Fear, plus the Roar coming out from Snake King. They should be able to get this kill over onto Fear, and in fact, they will take him down.
They ditched him. Oh, because the Jug died, I just realized. Right, okay. Well, that makes sense. As soon as Moo dies, they all just get out. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. He has a huge portion of their damage, especially without the Lycan ult available. They're so quick at getting out. That was a pretty impressive call.
Yeah, I couldn't see. I thought that that Envy didn't have the TP up, but he did. Oh, I think Dota Plus is borked though, because it says the Dire have a 100% chance of winning right now. So.
Oh, I don't have Dota Plus right now. I can't see the graph. How do I open the graph? Maybe I can. Is there a hotkey for it, or is it just somewhere? You can
it's F7.
F7.
Or F8.
Oh,
sorry.
I can't.
F8.
Oh, wait. No, I can't. Oh, come on.
Should have given your bucks over to Gaben.
I had Dota Plus like a week ago. I don't know what's going on here. I want a refund. I'm gonna play Artifact.
Alright, well, it feels like, again, we've got Signs Alive coming out from Flying Penguins here.
Yeah, Envy is 600 or 400 gold away from having the full Divine Rapier. And, like I mentioned, he has 15% lifesteal, he has 7 armor corruption on the Desolator, he has 4 armor corruption from his talents, and he has 15 damage, so... Well, actually, that's not that big of a deal when you have a Rapier, but in any case, there's a lot of things amplifying that Rapier damage, along with the crit. This guy's going to crit for like 2,000 once he does have that Rapier. And he has a Refresher Shard, so he has 2 BKBs for the next fight.
I would like you to take a look at what Bryle is got in his quick buy.
Nullifier.
It's been a while since we've actually seen a Nullifier, because most games don't really go that late, but...
It's definitely going to Lycan because you have all the summons that hit and cause it to slow, so it makes a lot of sense. And nullifying the Lina Yules, nullifying bot lane, or
what's going on over here? Oh, again, feels bad. You get to stomp off, but when Jug is spinning, he's just gonna keep on spinning. It's like that top from Inception, man.
Well, I mean that's debatable, but yeah, he has he has no buyback, so
that's a big opening inside of J.Storm.
Yeah, it's huge. He's massive for these fights. Like, that natural order is nothing to to scoff at. And the Earth Splitter, of course, that's always going to be effective in the late game.
Natural order especially, though, especially as we're getting closer and closer towards that late game, where it really starts to hurt.
I'm not sure if J.Storm knows if he has buyback or not. Maybe they think that he just had a long death timer.
It's possible.
From buybacking, but he might... Okay, so he does have buyback in 5 seconds, actually.
Oh,
so
there it is.
And refresher shard as well.
Rapier refresher. Okay, Eternal Envy. This is it. This is your chance. The chance to be a god or the chance to be a meme again. Or both.
This man is living both dreams. The meme dream.
The meme dream.
The dream
Lose that tower, though.
God amongst men.
They've got buyback over on the Elder Titan now, as well. So.
I wonder if they saw his... I wonder if they saw his rapier with the dagger, because he wasn't blurred.
Maybe, that's definitely possible.
So maybe they're like, alright, let's not throw this. Let's wait for it, because at a certain point, Flying Penguins, they have a 27k gold deficit. They'll probably walk out of base, somebody will die, and then a rapier's nowhere near as scary if you don't have an Elder Titan or Jakiro to back you up. So, you're probably just waiting for that moment. You may as well.
Down to pickoffs, you think?
For sure. Pickoffs, and if you don't get pickoffs and you're J.Storm, well, who cares? Then you just wait for Roche, and then a rapier's not as scary because you have Refresher, Shard, Cheese, and an Aegis. So, yeah, you just want to probably wait this one out. I think Eternal Envy is one of the only players you see get a rapier, and it's like, oh my god, alright, let's not throw this. This guy's won so many games with rapiers.
Oh, Snake King, he's in for some trouble. It pops that Crimson Guard. The rest of the team, though, standing nearby. Oh, it's a decent amount of damage, but the Eternal Envy, he jumps in, he just pops Spear. And they'll find the kill, though, over onto Snake. They'll go and use that Refresher just to get Envy out. Forev now in for a lot of trouble. Look at these bashes coming through. He's going to have to go pop his own BKB. He's got his eyes over here onto Lelis. Lelis trying to run himself out, but he's going to get taken down. Brow gets himself a double kill. So now there's no BKB available right now for Eternal Envy. He does have that dagger. Or sorry, not the dagger, well, it does have the dagger, but he's got the Divine Rapier as well now, which is a little bit scarier to be holding on to when you don't have that insurance policy.
Close. He's so close to 25. He really wants that triple stifling dagger.
We've got the Nullifier online now here for Bryle. Moo just jumps in immediately, wants to just take down Lelis as fast as he can. That Sunray burning him down. The body blocks come through. Can they find the kill? Yes, they'll find a kill to turn back around. They've got two of these heroes over here. Omni Slash coming through. They'll be able to take down Ryoya. He has died back. That's the GG call. J.Storm taking game number 1 with a lot of patience. And, oh, Envy trying to get a kill over here. Very patient J.Storm coming out here.
Really well played by J.Storm all around, but I do have to say, like, not throwing to the rapier was particularly impressive, just because they caught like such a slight glimpse of the rapier, and then immediately they just go into like pure defense mode, where it's like, all right, we just need to not throw. And then they did finally find that pick off on Snake King, and then the game is just over because Flying Penguins are just bleeding. So
can we talk about how Bryle didn't die at all that entire game?
Yeah, that was pretty nice. He was not... I mean, he was doing a decent amount in the fights, but he was spending a lot of time split pushing and being very obnoxious. Like, 17,000 building damage. This guy was all the pressure on the map. He did more building damage than every other hero in the game combined. Double, I think. So this guy was causing so much pressure, and
look at Forev's too. Forev's damage on heroes as well, 26,000. Yeah, he was everywhere that game.
I would like to think that a lot of that damage comes from the Nature's Prophet ultimate. That spell is incredible right now. It does so much damage with those last couple of bounces.
I don't know, man. I don't know. That was a very impressive game, though, coming out from the side of J.Storm. Like you said, they were just very disciplined. You know, they took a couple bad fights. Obviously, they started to get the pickoffs, or started rather to get picked off by Flying Penguins a couple times. But the way that they played around that rapier, I think, was very, very smart. They were very patient. They waited until they could get some sort of a pickoff and just, you know, saw their opportunity and took it. So, I mean, we've seen before J.Storm facing off with Flying Penguins, and J.Storm was I believe it was a 2-0 victory against Flying Penguins. Maybe it was a 2-1, actually. I think I remember maybe 3 games on that, but you know, hats off to them. This is game number 1, guys. We do have a best of 3 for the upper final, so we'll be back with more NA Dota and maybe more rapiers on Envy. Who knows? But you definitely want to stick around for this.